Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining today's session on leveraging generative AI for course preparation and classroom activities. In business, although it says in business education, but this could apply to any course. My name is Mamoun Ben Mamoun, and I am an associate professor of international business at the Cook School of Business at St. Louis University. Today's session is a part one of two-part workshop series on the use of generative AI in business education. So in this first part, we will focus on essential tools for course preparation and classroom activities. Um, so this is level one, if you will. Part two will dive deeper into advanced application of generative AI, mostly for analytics and research. And in both sessions, I'm going to talk about academic integrity, whether it's for classroom activities or even for your own research. So the first session was already conducted a few days ago via Zoom, and what you will see today is a summary of that session. That session took a little bit longer, and that's why I decided that instead of posting a 2 hours video, I will just create a summary. But that will also will show you all the tools that we used during that session, so you're not going to miss a lot. So the next workshop, if you want to do it in person, which is even better, it's going to be on September 13, 1-3 at 12 p.m. It's going to be here at the business school in CK 230. Um, so let's get started and explore how generative AI can help you with your teaching method. Um, Generative AI, what is it's becoming a popular term, so I don't even need to explain it deeper. But however, I'm just going to give a simple definition. Generative AI is a subset of artificial intelligence that creates new content based on the data it is trained on. This is a very important one because there are so many generative AI tools out there, but the most popular sometimes are the best because they have been training in so many data, so their outcome is even better. I experience with some generative AI that are just getting started, and the outcome sometimes was full of errors, and the responses are not really that's great. So think of generative AI as a tool that can generate text, images, audio, and even video that mimics human creativity. And we're going to see that today. We're going to create a video of from based on URL or PowerPoint presentation. So you don't even have to design anything; it will do it for you. So this powerful technology uses neural networks, sorry, to produce content like essays, art, music, and more. The sky is the limit, honestly, all from simple input prompt. And this word prompt is the key. The key for generative AI is the prompt. Whether you write it or you speak it, um, English eloquence or whatever language you use is a key. But don't worry, even if you're not, advanced in English, uh, like the issue I'm having as well. But there are so many tools out there to help you write the perfect prompt, and that's exactly we're gonna practice first, and then get deeper into generative AI in education. So there are many tools out there, generative AI tools. For text, you have ChatGPT and Google Gemini. So we're going to use ChatGPT in this session. But the same you can experience with Gemini as well. It's the same. By the way, Google used to have what we call Google Bart, but now they switched to Gemini when they realize that ChatGPT is way ahead. So Google did a smart move by building this Gemini and integrate it with its popular, Google workspace, including Google Docs, Google Sheets, you name it. So it's integrated, and we're gonna practice that as well today. We're gonna use Google Slides today using some AI tools. There is also DALI and Stable Diffusion for images. In the realm of audio and video, I produce a lot of audio files and video files, and I use generative AI as well. And honestly, man, it was awesome. I used to do the work myself on the audio and video production, and it will take me hours. Now with generative AI, wow, it's awesome. Um, it's so quick. My productivity went even higher. And when it comes to coding, ChatGPT also saved me a lot of times. And GitHub Copilots are popular choices. I used to write my own Python code. When I designed my first AI application for facial expression recognition, when I designed it, I drafted my whole the code by myself using Python. And guess what? Now with the generative AI, my goodness, I can just take my code and give it to ChatGPT, and it make it even better than what I did. I mean, it's a really it's a really awesome. So this tool can significantly enhance how we create and present educational content. There are integrity issues, academic integrity issues that we have to take into consideration. So I know there are conversation out there. Should we allow ChatGPT or not? I'm just gonna talk about my personal point of view. I think we should not. We should not shut down this technology. We should teach our students how to use it. But at the same time, we have to adapt and we have to adjust. For example, my syllabus has changed. I used to give tests a certain way, but I changed them so I can allow my students to use this generative AI, but at the same time make sure that they respect academic integrity. We're going to get into that. And the university is, universities in general are working on this. Um, and I have also a publication that is coming soon. It's under review on the issue of academic integrity and academic and you know and using using AI for academic research and academic integrity. So all right. So now we're going to start with the prompt engineering. Prompt engineering. Um, this is very important. Look at the name, prompt engineering. The reason why they call it this way, because honestly, this is it's an engineering skill. This is really the most important things in generative AI. It's prompt engineering. It's about crafting the right questions or command to get the best results from generative AI. Um, so the most, I mean, I will need a whole workshop just for this. But for the sake of time, I summarize it, the key elements to draft, a good prompt. First of all, you have to be clear and specific. You, um, for example, if you're going to ask about marketing, you have to specify which area of marketing. If you're going to talk about accounting, is it managerial accounting? So you have to be specific and you have to be clear. That will make life easier for generative AI to provide you with the best response. um, Provide context. Which context? For example, if you let's go back to the example of marketing. Is it societal marketing? It is political marketing. What kind of marketing? You have to provide context. For example, are you talking about U.S. market or a foreign market? So you have to be specific and frame your prompt as a conversation and engage. The things about when you are dealing with any generative AI, whether it's a ChatGPT or a Google Gemini, you need when you are engaged, pretend that ChatGPT is a person and get involved in a conversation. For example, if you're going to talk to me about a topic, and let's say I am a business guy, but you want to talk to me about politics, you need to give me a context. You need to take into consideration I am your audience, and you need to help me out so I can engage with you in a conversation. You're not going to talk to me about something that I don't even know, and you expect a response from me. So you really have to engage with that. And that's exactly what this is all about. So generative AI, and don't give all the information, all the questions at once. It's like you are engaging with someone in a conversation. So please treat generative AI with this mentality. And exactly this is how I do. In fact, sometimes when generative AI produce an answer I don't like, I will say, this is incorrect. Come on now. And then they say, my apologies, and then they will try to get better. In fact, that help generate data to get better, with you, especially if you have a customized, ChatGPT account. I guess I asked this question during the Zoom session, whether should I buy the advanced version of ChatGPT, or just stick with the free version? Personally, it is worth the investment, because there are so many things you can do with the plus version that you cannot do with the free version. So my personal advice is to get that one, is to get the advanced version. The same things with the Gemini as well, and they have right now an advanced version as well. I think it's both of them are $20 a month. And what I like about the ChatGPT Plus, it also protects your privacy. You can disable the option to have your data used for training. So you can disable that, and you can turn the memory off, as well. That will protect your privacy and protect your data as well. But still, my personal advice, even if you have, a private version, I will not share data and personal information on ChatGPT regardless. I don't trust anything online, and so you have to be careful. If you have an Excel file that has names, remove the name and put something else, and put your data there. So you have to be smart with sharing your files online, regardless, even if they claim it's safe, and also, and then there is a key element there, which is embody a specific expertise. I always, when I deal with ChatGPT, for example, or Gemini, I always ask, as an expert on this, as an expert on finance, as an expert on accounting, or as an expert on forensic accounting, as an expert on societal marketing, as an expert on whatever it is. And then I ask the question, can you help me with this? Well, guess what happened? ChatGPT and generative AI in general now realize, okay, now I have a focus here, which is a good thing. The next one is use constraints. And there are so many constraints, the length. For example, with my students, I will tell them, hey, I'm going to allow you to use ChatGPT, but only for 100 words in class. Beyond, and then they have to copy that 100 words that ChatGPT generated for them. They will have to paste this on their essay. So I use constraint like the length. I would use the constraint of the language for undergrad students, for grad students, etc. The format, for example, I would ask, please save it in PDF format. Please save it in Excel. Please save it in Word. Especially now with the advanced version, you can add this constraint. There are so many constraints. Also the style, etc. Okay, so the prompt engineering expert has summarized, uh, the format of prompts this way. What they call it the RTF framework, which means the role, as an expert on finance, as an expert in marketing, as an expert in international business, or and then the task. What is the desired action? For example, please create a course outline, and the format, which is the structure, spreadsheet, code, CSV file, to save it for you. So this is, just remember the RTF framework. This is how you design. If I'm talking here a little bit fast and saying too much things here, but just remember the RTF framework when you draft your prompt. I'm spending more time on this because this is very important. Okay, for example, instead, this is the bad prompt, which is tell me about marketing. Okay, you just made generative AI get lost in the wilderness of online information. Instead, you should be asking, please design a course outline on digital. No, oh, I'm sorry. Please act as a university professor. This is the R. Designing a course on digital marketing for beginning. This is the T. This course should cover essential topic. It's still, I'm going with T. Provide detailed outline with weekly topic, hair learning, da, 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 da. Ensure the tone is friendly and the complexity is simple and jargon free. You see here, this is an excellent prompt. I will give it 9 out of 10. You can still add more information there. By the way, this is only number one. I still have to follow up, as we're going to see next. Okay, here is the good news, especially for people like me, where English is not their strength. What you can do, you can draft a prompt and then go to one of these websites. We call them prompt generators. Just copy and paste your prompt there, and they will make it look even better. And in fact, you get a lot of ideas of how to follow up your question. I will use AI Mind is my favorite, as people use prompt templates, prompt perfect. Actually, you can ask ChatGPT itself. Hey, I have this prompt. Can you make it better prompts? And they will give you a better prompt, as well. Uh, so here is, for example, here let's use this the following prompt to generate a course outline. So this is what I have generated: detailed course outline for university on business ethics, include key modules. This is my prompt. This is my original one based on my humble English. But I will, before I put it on ChatGPT, I'm gonna go ahead and make it better. So I'm gonna use AI Mind prompt generator. So let me switch. Okay, let me see. Okay, so we are using this prompt generation. It's called AI Mind. You will need to log in. You will need to create an account and log in. It's free. And then you bring your basic prompt. You just paste it here. Oh, by the way, guys, you see what I have here? This is Grammarly. It will help me, for example, fix any grammatical error I have on my prompt as well. So this you can download it with the download it to your computer, and anytime you write something and you want to fix it grammatically, it will help you out. Well, anyway, I'm not using it there, but it's you will notice that if something is red, it means that I made an error and it will fix it for me. This is another generative AI, by the way. It's very popular and it's a really excellent tool to have. So anyway, oh, my bad, my bad. Need to get my yeah. Let me get my bad. Let me copy that prompt. I forgot. Okay. Right. Let's just pick up this one here. Copy. Let me go back here. All right. Here we go. So I'm gonna paste. So this is my basic prompt that I thought about. And look, it's giving me a smiley face. Oh, you're doing great. Excellent. So no grammatical error. But then I will create generate prompt. It will generate for me a prompt. I mean, look, way better than mine, big time. Not only that, even give me a follow-up questions. So now let's see. Please act as a university professor. Did you see? They follow exactly what I was discussing earlier. Specializing in business ethics. It make it more detailed. All I have to do is just copy this, take it to ChatGPT. I already pasted here with some more information. Let me just repeat what I did earlier. I will click here and it will give me the answers. Look, it's provided me the outline, foundation of business ethics, course overview. So it's got to work. And because I make it so specific, it was easy for generative AI to create the right information. I can even ask it right now, could you please create case studies, homework? Could you please share some videos online on YouTube that focus per week? You can do all this kind of stuff. It will help you with creative content for your class. This is a good starting point, but you shouldn't just copy and paste it to your syllabus. You still have to do your homework because some of this information might not be actually correct. So you have to be careful. Don't just copy and paste. You really have to do your homework and make sure that this information, is correct. Okay, so let's. To maximize the effectiveness of generative AI, don't just ask one question. You need to engage in a conversation with generative AI. Break down complex questions into simpler steps and ask follow-up questions. This interactive approach will generate a richer and more detailed result. In fact, if you go back to the prompt generator exercise we did, you see that it provides you also with some follow-up questions to use. So you need to engage in a conversation and you need to break down your complex question into, uh, simpler steps. Okay, next we will be moving to session number 2, which is classroom activities. We will talk about few tools, that can help you with your class presentation like slides, video creation, lesson creation, etc., and including academic integrity. Um, so let's get going. So the first one is, before we get into that, let's talk about, you know, uh, see if your class is fit for the application of generative AI, and in fact, even yourself, to see if you are ready for, integrating generative AI for, in your classroom. Um, you know, when integrating AI tool into our teaching, it is important to ask some critical questions. First of all, uh, this is an example. The questions here, it's for assignments, but you can apply it to the whole classroom. Why does this assignment matter, for instance? Why does activity matter for your classroom? For example, whether it's an essay questions, whether it's a group presentation, whatever it is, and how might AI help or hinder students? For example, I use a lot of group presentations. And one of the things I did use generative AI for my group activities. In fact, I even ask students to use generative AI as a brain storming partner, that will provide ideas to them as well, in addition to their own ideas. Um, this reflection ensure that we are using AI to enhance learning outcomes, not undermining them. So that's why you really have to be careful when you before you jump it into generative AI. First of all, ask yourself this question and reflect on it, um, reflect on them, and see if generative AI is appropriate for the classroom. The things about generative AI, there are so many tools out there, and you will find something that will be appropriate for your class. But it takes some practice though. Let's start with the video creation. We will be using this application here, um, it's called Pictory.ai. um, that allow us to produce high quality videos efficiently. I like to use videos in my classroom. In the past, I have to go to some publisher websites or use YouTube to find appropriate videos. However, now with artificial intelligence, you can create your own videos based on any context you have. So let's practice here. Let's see how, for example, app that's Pictory that AI works, and how can we use it in our classroom. Okay, so this is the AI application we will be using to create a video. And if you notice here, first of all, you have to log in. You can use your Gmail account, or you can create an account. And then this is the free account. It will give you four options to use. You can just start typing or copy paste your script. You can write your script here. You can click proceed and put your scripts, or you can put, for example, um, let's say a website, and and use it to create a video presentation. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to sorry guys, I'm gonna look for my article on generative. I do have an article that I advise you really to read. It has a lot of important information about the use of generative AI, although it says in international business, but you can apply it to to other classes. So, for example, this article here talks about generative AI. Let's say I want to create a video presentation of my article online. Let's say, for example, I'm going to present this article somewhere, and I want to create a video presentation of it. I can do that, and then I will go here to Picture AI. I will paste the URL, and I will click proceed, and the generative AI will go to work, and it will start creating a video. It's gonna take a few minutes, but I just want to show you how the process works. So while the video is working, here we go. So the video is the video outline is created. So this is my article that I have online on generative AI, and this is what Picture created. This is scene number one, scene number two, scene number three. You can make any changes you want to it. For example, you can any information or you can edit it, etc., etc. And then click next when you're ready. If you like what you have there, you can click next, and then it will start creating a video for you. And it's going really pretty fast, which is really good. Um, uh, they even give you some tips to use. You can add items from your computer, like if you have any audio or images or whatever, you can add it to your video. You can still edit your video if you want. You can even work as a team by creating a team, etc. So this is really a great tool you can use in your classroom. I mean, it's pretty quick. Perfect. So it's almost done. Here we go. Here is the video. Awesome. Okay, look. So there are different scenes here. It's not done yet for download. It's not. However, what you can do, for example, I can see this one. Got it. For example, I can play this one here. This is for scene number one. So I like what's in there. Otherwise, I can make some edits here. This is scene number two. And honestly, it's match exactly what I have on my article. This is really awesome. Awesome. You can edit it as well. And then when you're done, you can click download and you can get the whole video. For example, let's look at the last scene. You see, you can change images, you can do a lot of things. Um, and then when you like what you have there, you can click preview to preview the whole video, or you can click download. So this, for example, I use it with my all I did is just add the link to my article. You can actually upload PDF file, PowerPoint presentation, whatever, and they will create a video accordingly. You can so it's really an awesome tool. But this is just an example. There are many others. If I were you, before you use any application, look at the rating and look at the reviews. I have this policy with my apps. If it's not over 4.0, I don't use it. I like when the reviews is higher and many people are using it. And do your homework and make sure that to read about the privacy issues. Don't just use it as is. Make sure that you know about their privacy and how they collect data, etc. Um, so this is about this application. Uh, So next we will be using another tool to create a fancy, PowerPoint slides. You can use ChatGPT for creating slide. The only problem, ChatGPT can only draft content for the presentation. Let's say you have a PDF textbook. You can upload it and ask ChatGPT to create a PowerPoint slide for you, but it will only give you the content. It cannot directly create a PowerPoint slide. However, with the help of plugins like Aligna Slides AI or Gamma, you can streamline this process, making it easier to generate visually appealing slides. And that's what we're gonna do next. So let's get going. Okay, guys, let's practice the creation of slides. We're gonna use Google Slide here. To do that, to use generative AI with Google Slide, we will have to download a plugin, a generative AI plugin. Just a reminder here, um, the university has some restrictions on uploading plugins, so you would have to, on downloading plugins and stuff like that. So you would have to get permission from IT to use SLU email address for that purpose. In my case, I'm using my personal email address. I will go to the Gmail account, and then I will go to Google Slide. I'm already there, but I'll show you how to get there. And then click a blank presentation. So then I will go to extensions and click add-ons and click get add-ons. I will go to, I'll search for Alina as one of them. There are so many, but I like to use Alina, and click on it and click install. In my case, it's already installed, so I don't have to do that, but you have to do it if you haven't done it before. And as I say, the university might have some restrictions, so you would have to reach out to ITS for more information. And I don't blame them for that, because some extensions might be problematic and might have some security risks. So you would have to reach out to IT before you use any of these plugins. So I will go to extension and I will choose Align. You will notice that I already have another extension that creates slide. I will click Align for Google Slide. I will click on create a new presentation with AI. Then it will give me this form where I can put my prompt for generating the slides. So what I will do here, so I'm going to use my online article that I mentioned earlier, and I will ask Alina to create slide based on my article. So I will call it generative AI because I know the topic already of the article, and IB. And then here I will say create slides based on my online article. I will give the URL here. This is not a good prompt, but you can improve it using one of the technique I showed earlier. I will say the number of slide. I will just keep it as auto. However, for the grade, I will use it, of course, for college and university. I can, let's say you have a book chapter, you can add as well, add, oh, sorry guys, add as attachments here, and it will create slide based on that. And then click create presentation. You can choose the theme. I like, let's see here which theme I like. We are at St. Louis University. Let's choose this color here. And click create presentation. So it will go to work depending on your internet connection, and also the how fast your computer is. You know, these things will take some time to create it. Usually it takes like few minutes, but it's pretty much quick when you have a very fast internet connection. So it is creating the presentations. You know, for the sake of time, I'm not going to repeat it again. I did it with my Zoom session, but this is the process, and it will go to work to create the presentation. I'm just going to close this and show you what will be the end product. Uh, so this is what you're going to get. You're going to get presentation like this too. It's totally created using generative AI. So I just give it the URL of my online article, and look, it created an outstanding presentation. Really good. I mean, look at this. Choose the approaches, challenges, curriculum design. Anything in my article is in there. It's well designed. Actually, it's really fancy. I like it. Provide also the conclusion. It went all of it scanned all my article, and so quick and quickly created this nice presentation. So this is how you create Google Slide using generative AI. However, a reminder here: you cannot just use it as is. You really have to check every single slide, edit the content. You know, if you are, this is my article, so I am familiar with the content and I can easily, review it and edit it. However, if you are not familiar with the content, you cannot just use it as is. You really have to reach out to expert, check publications and stuff to verify that the information is correct. Because as we're going to see next, generative AI can create incorrect information, or can provide incorrect citations, or citation that doesn't exist. So you really have to be careful how you use this information, and you should always double check the information that generative AI has created for you. All right, I'm done with this. So now we're gonna go to the next activities. For these activities, it's very simple. Let's say you want to do lesson planning. You just need the proper prompt to do it. By the way, there's a lot of information out there online. You can just search the internet and find the prompt to create lesson planning. um, to help you out because the semester is starting very soon. To help you out, I created a few for you. I mean, those are more than enough for you to create a lesson planning for your course. I have four of them there, and I will provide them, in a Google, in a document that I'm going to share with you. So you don't have to type it yourself. You can just copy and paste it to any generative AI. Let's say you're gonna post it to ChatGPT. This is for a business ethics course, but you can customize it to any course you have. All you have to do is just change the title. However, uh, you will have to adjust also some additional information because here, it shows ethical leadership, it shows corporate social responsibility. But if you're teaching IB or marketing or whatever, you have to figure out the other, subject or topics within marketing or IB to include. Again, as I say, ChatGPT can help you with that as well. You can just put my prompt here and ask GPT, can you please adjust this prompt to my course on, let's say, international marketing, for instance, and it will make it, it will adjust it for you. So as I say, I'm not going to do any practice here for the sake of time. The same things for brainstorming ideas, and I choose this topic necessarily because they are very popular with the classroom activities. Uh, uh, for example, the first one, I'm guiding my students through research on the topic of corporate ethics and compliance program. Can you recommend key research approaches, including qualitative and quantitative method, etc.? So I give you some ideas here, but you can customize it. Those are brainstorming ideas. I use this technique in my classes, with my students as well. Recommendation, customization, and personalization. Let's say, for example, you have a student that needs some accommodation. Um, you can also ask ChatGPT, generative AI in general can help you with that. Honestly, they can give you some excellent ideas. It has been very helpful to me in designing content for students who need some accommodation. Or if you have students who are struggling with a topic, let's say you give a test and you notice that most of your students are struggling with certain topics, you can ask ChatGPT to help you out with that as well, and it can provide you with some really great, ideas. Uh, okay, so now we're gonna switch to a different topic, which is classroom activities to get students engaged. Engaging students is crucial. And by the way, AI can help big times. I took this table from my article, from my online article. So I will show you I show here the pro and cons of using generative AI, and I'm also showing you the tools, the prompt that you can use for, engaging students in class. For example, you can use generative AI to simulate, a topic. For example, the first one, let's participate in a simulation of a free trade negotiation. You can represent the USA and they'll take on the role of China. All you have to do is just go to ChatGPT, post the prompt, and ChatGPT will play with you the simulation. Or you can encourage students to converse or debate with generative AI. You can do it audibly, you can do it textually. I did that in my classes as well. I have student debate, uh, you know, um, some international business topics with especially geopolitical topics with generative AI. It was fun. It was fun. You can see the reaction of students to that debate with generative AI. You can use generative AI as a fictional guest speaker. We're gonna practice that next. Okay, guys. So let's do some practice here. We're gonna use generative AI to engage students in class. If you go to my article online, you can find this prompt there. Let's use it for let's say for example as a fictional guest speaker. So I'm gonna take this one here as a guest speaker. I'm gonna copy that. I will go to ChatGPT and I just paste it there. As a guest speaker with expertise in globalizing, could you elucidate the pro and cons associated with globalization? I will click enter and then ChatGPT go in a conversation. It will show me the pro of globalization, etc. Okay, now let's use it to debate. Let's say for no, I mean I'm sorry. Let's use it to simulate conversation with a business figure. Let's say we want to talk with John Danning, a big name, or Adam Smith. Let's do that. Let's do the Adam Smith. Let's take simulate a dialogue with Adam Smith. Okay. Please answer if you were him. Reflection on his perspective on, let's say absolute advantage theory. All right. Let's see what's going to happen here. Well, look, it's got into a conversation with Adam Smith. This is really cool. For example, here Adam Smith. Yes, it's me talking, Mr. Smith. Could you explain your theory on? Of course, the theory is absolute in a sense. You see, this is a good stuff that you can use in the classroom, and the conversation continue. If you have another question for Adam Smith, you can add it. I mean, look, it's going in a conversation. This is a good learning method to use in the classroom. I have other prompts. For example, for collaboration, you can use generative AI to boost collaboration among global virtual teams. For example, let's say you want to do some collaboration with students in Madrid. You can use for example, Zoom, Microsoft Team, or Google Meet. In the platform. So the language is not going to be an issue because this generative AI are really good with translation as well. All right. So the next one is academic integrity. I don't need to go back to my slides. I'm just going to show it to you here. In terms of academic integrity, which is one of the big topics and very critical topics, and that's why some universities are still slow in dealing with generative AI because the technology is going so fast. Are using it heavily more than faculty, and some faculty are still nervous of how to deal with it. Here I'm suggesting a few solutions, to deal with the risk that generative AI presents. Um, First of all, as I say, you have to review your evaluation tools, whether it's a quiz or online quiz. You have to review it with generative AI for plagiarism and misconduct. Personally, if you are using online tools, you really have to be careful because students really might be using the generative AI. I mean, you cannot just tell them, yeah, go online and write your essays. And if they use generative AI, it's going to be very hard for you to check whether they did it or not. I mean, even the tools out there, that detects plagiarism are still struggling with generative AI. They are getting better, but it's still far behind. Personally, in my case, what I did, I designed assignments where students use generative AI, but then I critically assess the response with scholarly sources. Sometimes I will ask my students, you can use generative AI, but you still have to present in class. You have to come and verbally present in class. And then you have to provide me with citation and discuss those citations actually. Um, yeah, as I say, I also restrict on the word in class. I ask my students, hey, use generative AI, to generate an introduction about your topic, but then expand on that as well. Or sometimes I will ask them, ask generative AI to generate an essay for you, but then you have to review that essay. They close their computer, they have to review that essay and then use their own, readings and stuff like that to respond to generative AI responses. I urge students to scrutinize generative responses and source originals and adjust rubrics. For topics that I know generative AI made mistake, I use it in my class to show students that you cannot just trust whatever generative AI created for you. So um, you have to check, uh, very well uh, that the information is correct or not. Craft assignments promoting critical thinking, graded on peer feedback, personal reflection, and course material relevance. And then the most important part is you have to include the statements on your syllabus about generative AI. And also during your introductory session of the syllabus, you really need to discuss it with your students and show the expectations on the use of generative AI. Yeah, this is it for this part one. Thank you for your attention. I hope this session has given you valuable insights into how generative AI can be integrated into your teaching practices. If you have any question, I'm happy to answer them. I hope to see you in the part number two.
If you found this lesson beneficial, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. Your support helps share this knowledge with a wider audience and empowers more learners around the world. Thank you for being part of this journey.